Good morning, everyone. Boker Tov. We're going to see on Rish Samechet Seif Bet, an interesting halacha. It's not so known. Shulchan Aruch says as follows: Im ta'avi itchil tefilat hachol. If let's say on Shabbat, unfortunately, it can maybe be a common thing that we start after Baruch Atah Hashem Hakel Kadosh. We start Atah Chonen Ladamdat. We start praying the weekday tefillah. So let's say you start saying Atah Chonen Ladamdat. What happens at that point? You would think just stop and go to the Shabbat, Atah Kidashta, etc. Says the Shulchan Aruch, Gomer ota bracha shenizkar ba sheta umatchil Shabbat. Finish the bracha. Baruch Atah Hashem. Finish the Baruch Atah Hashem Chonen Adat, and then go to Atah Echad or Atah Kidashta or Yismach Moshe Matanat Chelko. Unbelievable. Or even if you do 5 brachot, you're in the middle of Refaenu. You just have Refaenu Hashem and Refeh. You're like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? It's weekday. Finish the bracha of Refaenu. Rofech Olamo Yisrael. Baruch Atah Hashem said bracha. Rofech Olamo Yisrael. Then go to the Shabbat Tefillah. Unbelievable. Says the Shulchan Aruch, Lo shna nizkar birkat atachonen, lo shna nizkar birkat achat mishar brachot. Doesn't matter if it's atachonen. Doesn't matter if it's the other brachot. Meaning you went in order with the other brachot. Doesn't matter. Also doesn't matter ben arvit, ben shachrit, musaf or mincha. Doesn't matter which tefillah it is in Shabbat. Ve'yesh omrim, those some say, to be musaf posek afil be'emtza bracha. Musaf is different, and actually this is the way we rule. We rule different than the Shulchan Aruch generally because Shulchan Aruch, there's a stam ve'yesh. Stam ve'yesh means the Shulchan Aruch says a law, and says some say this. We usually go with the stam, with the general rule. Here, all the poskim, Ashkenazim and Sephardim, do not go with the stam, they go with the yesh omrim, that musaf is different. I'll explain in a moment why. Musaf is different, and if you start at Tachonen, just stop right there, and then you start with the musaf tefillah. Now, what's the reason for this whole thing? The reason for the whole thing is because really we're supposed to have the Amida of Shabbat is supposed to be like you're supposed to do the 18 brachot, 19 brachot of Shabbat, a weekday also on Shabbat. And the Shabbat addition is supposed to be like we add in the Rosh Chodesh or we add the Al Nisim. We add a piece in our regular Amida. That was supposed to be on Shabbat. But Chachamim said we don't want to be too much Torech Tzibur. It's going to be too long of an Amida. And we'll explain a little bit more in a moment. So therefore, we made a different Amida and it's shorter. So you could say a question though, well, Torech of Tefillah, well, the whole Tefillah of Shabbat is very long, right? So Torech Tzibur, the whole Tefillah is long. Well, you shut down, you cut down a few brachot of Amidah, what's the. So the answer is that the Tefillah is the pinnacle, the Amidah is the pinnacle of Tefillah. And it's the most concentration needed. And the tzaddikim that put in their full energy, full concentration of the Amidah, if they're going to have a much longer Amidah, it could wear them down. So the Chachamim felt on Shabbat to minimize that and to make it a shorter tefillah. Unbelievable. But Musaf was not. There's a discussion if there's never 18 brachot Musaf. So that's the way we rule that Safek brachot leakel, that in order not to say Hashem's name again, and according to the opinion that Musaf was never established 18 brachot, therefore we go lenient when it comes to Musaf. If, let's say, you started at Tachonen, and then you said, oh, what do you mean? It's Shabbat, and then you just went to Shabbat without finishing the bracha. You didn't do according to the halacha. You don't, and then let's say you finish Amidah, and you say, oh, Rabbi, I started at Tachonen, and then I went quickly to the Amidah of Shabbat. Do I have to start again now my Amidah and do Atachonen on Shabbat? No. Okay, you're supposed to finish the Atachonen bracha, but you don't have to now, if you didn't do it, to repeat. And also, if a Shaliach Tzibur gets up, it'll be a little bit embarrassing, right? Baruch Hashem, we haven't had those mistakes. And instead of starting after Amida Hakel Kadosh, he starts Tachonen Ladamdat, right? So we stop him, and he goes to Shabbat. He doesn't finish the bracha. Shaliach Tzibur doesn't finish the bracha in that case. I think that's all the points that I got here. Let me just see if I missed anything else. One last point is the Kaf HaChaim says, and so does the Ben Ish Chai, that if this happens to you, it's not such a good sign. So do teshuvah, look into your actions, because you're thinking about the weekday on Shabbat, You have to make your Shabbat more Shabbat to be separate than the weekday. Okay, that's that for today. Mincha 5:25, Zoom Shiur 3:30, and we have a beautiful Simcha tonight in lieu of the Haftarah Shiur. But Mazal Tov Adir, so happy for you. Shetivnei Beit Ne'emah Mitzvah B'Zrat Hashem. Tana Deviliyahu.